Queenie's pick page. From Vanished Civilizations, Lost Cities, Ancient Peoples. A book that I picked up today at the car wash. Quite fun. Yes, just sitting there looking for a home. So let's have a looky. And so this is where we've opened it up to. Don't know how I'm going to pronounce this one. Ugarit. Let's go. At the crossroads. No, hold on. At the crossroads of the ancient world, more than 1300 years before the birth of Christ, a nation of merchants and craftsmen became the rich middlemen of the Middle East. Their need to break down the barriers of language led them to invent the world's first alphabet. Towards the end of the 1920s, a peasant was tiling his field near the harbour of that one, on the northern coast of Syria, when his ploughshare suddenly jarred. Squatting down to investigate, he found several flat stones that had been partially turned over, revealing a dark vault under the earth filled with wonderfully painted vases. He could not have guessed the significance of his find. This colourful windfall was to lead to the discovery of a little-known city and unlock the secrets of the alphabet, the basis of modern written language. An expert at the Louvre in Paris identified the jars as fine pottery imported from Mycenaean Greece some time before 1000 BC, a sign of trade which excited great curiosity. In 1929, Claude Schaffer, one of France's leading archaeologists, took an expedition to, we're going to call it Minet al-Baida, to explore the Syrian coastal area further. A displaced people. Until Schaffer's investigations, knowledge about the earliest peoples of Syria, Lebanon, and Israel had been scant. The only information came from biblical texts, which referred to them as the Canaanites, and from the accounts of the Greeks and Romans, who knew them as Phoenicians. The two sources did not match. The Canaanites occupied much of Palestine, the Promised Land, which the Israelites entered under Joshua. But the Phoenicians were a seafaring people inhabiting a narrower coastal region. The discrepancy. Jeepers creepers. We'll try once more. The discrepancy reflects important changes that took place in the Middle East towards the end of the second millennium BC. Joshua is thought to have led the Israelites into Canaan in the 13th century BC, at a time when others were also arriving in the country, including traders from Mycenae. Around 1200 BC, a group of sea peoples from the Aegean and Mediterranean, known as the Philistines, occupied Canaan's southern plain, and about 200 years later the nomadic Armenians took over the lands in the north. The Canaanites were slowly squeezed out of much of the territory, and the culture they had created disappeared until the discoveries by Schaffer in 1929. And lastly, the first alphabet shown over here on facing page. To be successful, Canaanite merchants had to deal in all the languages of the ancient Near East, which used 5 different scripts. By using symbols to represent consonants instead of syllables, they could record multilingual transactions. This tablet bears the seal of Mursili II, a king of the... I can never... Oh, fuck. Oh, jeepers. Hittites. Ugarites. Overlords. From the 14th to the 12th centuries BC. Fun times, magnificent translation. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day.